Welcome to the Bad Brothers Podcast. This is your inimitable host, Michael Browning. This is a podcast about me and my brother, and that's what I'm going to tell you about right now. You may know him from your daily commute to Portland via train. You may know him from the guy pointing in the front row at the comedy club. You may know him, if you're his neighbor, you may know him as the guy with a bunch of dogs barking in the backyard. You may know him as the worst son. Will Browning.
Thank you. Thanks for that intro.
Put your hands together for Will Browning, everybody.
Thank you. And keep the applause going for Michael Browning, your host with the most. You know, I'm really getting tired of Venmo. So I think I'm just going to switch to Cash App because I keep getting murdered by taxes and fees.
Ooh. Death. They arrested that guy today.
Did you hear about this? A singer who is married to a ghost says that the spirit is now making her life a living hell. Rocker Brocarde says that she wants out of her marriage to phantom husband Eduardo after just 5 months, and now he is stalking her. She's now considering bringing an exorcist to rid him from her life for good. Brocarde says that she no longer wants to be married to her ghost lover, who she claims is a spirit of a Victorian soldier, Eduardo, and he is not willing to let her go. It was great at first. In the bedroom, he always made her head spin.
Ooh.
But as time went on, he started complaining about her cooking. He just never felt satisfied. Maybe next time, marry a ghost from a time when women don't have to ask permission to leave the house.
Oh, yeah, that's true. I thought you were going to say something about living hell and how he's a ghost, like he's actually in hell or something.
Oh, yeah. That's a good turn. Did you hear about this? A guinea pig by the name of Randy becomes the father of over 400 after impregnating over 100 females. The animal park in which Randy resided was made up of 300 males and female guinea pigs, which were enclosed separately to avoid mass reproduction. Randy, however, managed to escape his enclosure and infiltrate the female-only enclosure, impregnating over 100 female guinea pigs. And now I finally know the meaning behind the phrase, "Does that make you Randy?"
Randy.
Did you hear about this? NASA has captured a new image of Uranus using the James Webb Telescope.
Oh, really?
It's the best picture of Uranus yet.
I'm gonna look it up.
James Webb is able to capture rare imagery like this photo using infrared sensors which capture images using 2 separate wavelengths. To see the image, just go to onlyfans.com/NASA's James Webb.
Oh, we're also in Will's Casa. If you hear some dogs barking in the background.
It's almost their bedtime.
Yeah, they'll be dozing off soon.
It's the, what do they call that? When like kids, it's like the right before they get tired. The burst of energy before they crash.
Yeah, get their second win. I thought the Randy thing that reminded me of like, all those names like in the Bible are like ancient names and stuff where it's like the name is like something that happens like to them in their life. It's like either like fated or that's the historical sort of name they
or
give
like
them.
the meaning of their name.
Like
is
the meaning of
something
their name, like
Jacob and Esau.
yeah,
I don't remember what those mean.
yeah. One's or like Israel because you wrestle with God, or
Yeah,
all that kind of stuff.
Abraham.
So, somebody's just like their name means sad, and then all these bad things happen to them in their life or whatever.
Or this guy who was a fire chief, and his name was, what is it? It was Les McBurney.
No.
Yes.
Do you know who the president of Nintendo is?
Something we.
No, look it up. No.
Wait, didn't we talk about this? The names matching your profession.
Nintendo of America.
What is it? Doug Bowser. I knew a Bowser.
You did?
Yeah. He was in my train school.
Like that. How does a guy named Doug Bowser become the president of Nintendo of America?
So there's a
Do you shoot for that job or what?
Term called an aptronym is where the name matches the occupation or character of its owner, often in a humorous or ironic way, such as Usain Bolt. Or Les McBurney, or Lord Brain, who wrote a book on clinical neurology.
Oh, I thought you were going to say...
There he is.
That is
Look at that mustache on Les McBurney.
That's funny. Yeah.
Sue Yu, the Korean lawyer.
Now, speaking of Asian things, because we were on hiatus, I kept forgetting about this. So this wasn't what I was going to lead off with, but we were on hiatus at the end of the year and a little bit at the beginning of the year.
Mm-hmm.
When did we start?
The holiday season.
And we forgot to figure out what our first dream of the year was going to be.
Oh, yeah.
And so, what was that? You sent it to me, actually, I think.
Eggplant, mountain, eagle.
Yeah, eggplant, mountain, eagle. Those are like prosperous.
Yeah, if you get all three.
Vitality
it's like
or something.
Trifecta.
So, speaking of fate, I think, fate knew that we were not going to start the pod at the beginning of the year and we would get it messed up.
Mm-hmm.
And so fate knows if we decide right now to monitor our dreams.
Okay.
It knows that the next dream will be our fate for the year.
Okay.
Because that's how fate works. It knows. It's not surprised.
Right.
So you need to remember your next dream.
Okay. I'll probably have a good one because I've been awake since 2 a.m.
I slept from... What did I do last night?
I started in Spokane today. So
yeah, I did 2 to 5.
You slept from 2 to 5?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. You sent me something late. And it was like when I was waking up.
I know. I think
like
that's probably what I slept the night before,
1:37 or something.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I just want to celebrate. And you got a shout out today.
I did?
Uh-huh.
From?
A stranger on the internet.
Yeah.
So.
In the comments?
Every once in a while, I use Twitter like I like the goofy stuff, some memes,
mm-hmm.
and some celebrity culture stuff.
Yep.
So silly.
I feel like it's a little more instant news as well.
So I get a bunch of silly stuff. I used to like sports, but Elon Musk ruined the sports on the Twitter.
How?
It's just not as timely. It's like the games aren't all there always.
The algorithm's off.
The algorithm's off. When you search it, it's not always, the scores aren't always up to date and the tweets aren't up to date. I actually had to download a different app for sports scores because I used to go just so much to Twitter because it's like you get the score and right below it are some little clips or
Oh,
highlights
really?
or whatever.
It was like a curated thing by Twitter.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know they did that.
And it was just a really easy. It was always like if you typed in Mari, Mariners, and then it would just pop up the game, Mariners at Dodgers or whatever, interleague game, I guess. And
I think they just played Chicago.
And
oh yeah, Kellenic hit a record, the longest home run in Wrigley Field.
Oh, really?
It was like 480 feet.
I saw he hit the home run. That's
Dingers.
great. That's funny that he has that record. So he, anyways, and I get some like some of my Christian world news. It comes from Twitter. But and I don't really hop into the foray of all the, Twitter's for arguing. That's really what Twitter's for. And
hate speech.
And
did you see that? Give me one example with Elon Musk.
No.
Oh, he's interviewing this guy, and he said that there's more hate speech, and he said where, and then he's like on my feed, on my like For You feed. He's like, give me an example, and he's like, well, I don't look at it. He's like, well, how do you know that it's more hateful? And like this had this whole thing, where he kept trying to like get an example. Anyway,
I did actually saw part of that interview, but I try not to jump into the replies and all that kind of stuff. But maybe like twice a year, I just need a day to just let my wreak havoc in there and just kind of argue with people. It's literally just like twice a year. It's just for fun. It's nothing. But something sort of piqued my interest this morning. Plus, I'm on like 20 hours of sleep in the last, 7 days total.
That's how I am. I'll be like tired, or I'll be imbibed and tired.
Yeah.
And then I'll sometimes I'll type something out, and then but it still always catches me like, oh, I don't really care.
Yeah.
And then I delete it.
Well, there's a thing that was going around and is a pet peeve of mine. And it's this thing that churches do where
ask for money.
They pay off. Now, this is going to sound bad, but
I saw this.
It's they pay off medical debt.
Yes.
And so just on its face, paying off people's medical debt, not a bad thing. Okay? Just want to say that up front. Not a bad thing to pay off people's medical debt. The problem I have with it is what happens is the aging on the debt gets so far out that the hospital goes, hey, we're not going to collect on this for sure. And they send it away, and it
gets sold for a percentage of what it's worth.
It's written off, so you can either sell it or it goes to like a collection agency, and they'll work it to try to get a little bit of money for it.
Yeah.
And then what happens is there's an acceptable, the money is already off your books, and the amount you are going to collect is negligible anyways. So in order to collect something, they'll allow it to be, paid off at, a fraction of what it was. So some article or something or whatever was going around today, and the example I saw at the beginning was a church that said we paid off $3 million in medical debt, but what they actually paid was $15,000. So they raised $15,000.
$15,000.
And so
the original debt was $3 million.
Even before today, it became a pet peeve of mine because I always see it as churches like flaunting, their good works. Remember what you don't do?
Pray on the street corner.
I know, exactly. You're not supposed to do that.
Yeah.
And so
Mario Kart again.
They're the bad guys this time, though. So you think like, well, they are doing a good thing, but in my experience, the times that I have seen it, it's these churches really celebrating and really pushing the fact that they paid off $3 million. They want that big number moment. And I've seen it where that moment is like the center of like a conference, and they'll bring up somebody at this special event, and that person's crying, and they don't have anything to do with, it's like, it's not their medical debt. It's just, whatever.
Someone
But they're really
easily.
big into promoting that $3 million, which tells me, anyways, that they are in it for the moment,
Yeah.
And I sort of liken it to when a church like will do a missions trip or some kind of overseas project where the help they give the people there is like a short burst of whatever, or they have like 16-year-olds like, building a house that's not going to last, 2 months, because 16-year-olds don't know how to build houses. But then everybody gets their poor brown kid photo op, and those pictures get
flies on their eyes.
those pictures get circulated until the next trip. And it's like you're getting way more mileage out of the photo op than you did any tangible good,
Yeah.
And that's what I see it as. So it's like, I don't know. It's always bugged me. They look like a gang.
We're still watching Shibuya Crossing live feed, and there have been quite a few Mario Kart squads rolling through.
So anyway, this stuff was getting passed around today, and maybe it's a lack of sleep or whatever. My time was up to jump into an argument.
I'm still waiting for the story starting with "I got a shout out on the internet."
So it gets goofy.
Goofy movie.
So basically I say like, hey, I'm sure this does some good, but I see this as like a little messed up. And so then this guy, Michael,
A rando or a
Rando.
follower?
Oh, because I saw somebody comment on the article or like share it or something, and then I replied to him because he's like, "Is this a thing that people do or whatever?"
And is that what everyone can see it when you reply to him?
Yeah. And I wasn't the first one, or there's lots of other people. And so this guy writes, Luke, whatever, I think we should share any evidence of the kingdom coming. I pray this church keeps going with the project. So I'm like, so you know what I hit him with? Because I'm just into arguing. I'm not being 100% my personality.
Yeah. You're playing the debater, the master debater.
I'm going master debater today. And I go Matthew 6, 1-4 as well. And that is, don't pray on the street corners like the hypocrites do. If you're going to do good, do it in secret. Don't let the right hand know what your left hand is doing. I said 3 million's a fake number that nobody owes anymore. The point is that the debt can be paid at 15,000 by anyone. When churches do this, they love to shout about the 3 million. It's trendy. It's a photo op. It still does some good. I said, stuff can be two things at once, right?
Genders.
So then he hits me with this, though. Then it starts getting weird.
Did he throw a verse back?
No.
That's always fun.
He goes, fair.
So
I thought I had him on my side for a second.
Accepted defeat.
He goes, fair. Reach out to them and have a conversation about it.
You know what? I will. That's what I'll say.
As if I'm going to call them.
I would go comment on like their page or something, like their Facebook, and say the same thing, and then screen capture it and then put it back on the Twitter. Say done.
That would be funny. But like I said, I'm not going with my personality and doing the something I would say.
Yeah.
I'm just like keeping the argument going. So in that verse, Jesus is talking about the hypocrites at the temple. And so I'm like, well, are you going to say that Jesus is in the wrong? So I said, would you say the same thing to Jesus when he was talking about those hypocrites in Matthew 6? I said, we aren't allowed to make observations. Come on. And so he goes, no, that's Jesus. Observation followed by action. This guy is so annoying.
He has all the catchphrases for
yes,
everything.
it's just like little...
And then he does hashtag but God.
It's just like little wooden Christian phrases, you know. He goes, make an observation and then take 10 minutes and email them. Why are you so resistant? Actually make your observation count. Here's their email. Office. He went to their website.
That's what I was going to do.
He goes, here's their email. office@trinitymoravian.org.
Nice.
So I just hit him with the laughing emoji, and then I wrote psychotic. And so he's like, because he said observation followed by action and the stuff about the kingdom, he's like, why are you so resistant? I said, me correcting you was my kingdom work for the day.
Oh, that's good.
And he said, okay. And he just put some emojis, like sad face.
That's funny.
And then, so then I started another conversation with a couple other people. He said, no hate towards you, just feeling spicy. Which, don't say spicy.
He said that?
Yes. That a little while later.
And how old does he look on his profile pic? Gray
He
beard?
looks so annoying. Technically, yes, gray beard because it's grayscale.
Oh, yeah.
Doesn't that guy look annoying?
Yes.
Yeah, let's see.
Younger than I thought. I was imagining like the Republican dad with like the sunglasses on.
Oh, well, that's
picture taken in the car.
That's what it is if you go through the feed. Or maybe that was somebody else.
Because this picture is a guy of a portrait taken in grayscale of him in a very crisp suit. And he's younger than I thought.
He goes, also, checked out a couple of minutes of your podcast.
No.
So this guy is such a weirdo.
He dove into
that he's like, I need to call this church that was in this article because I have an opinion about it.
Yeah.
He goes to their website and fetches me their office assistant's email.
Now he's trying to cancel you. He's trying to search through your feed.
Now he goes and listens to a few minutes of the podcast.
Which up?
Well, that's what I don't know. Because he said the virgin margarita joke was great. Crying, laughing. Not sure if that was you or one of the other hosts. And I think that was something that you did.
Oh, I wonder.
And I don't even know. I can't remember even when it was.
Virgin margarita.
It doesn't even. Yeah.
Shoot. Now I need to figure out. I'm gonna like spend hours figuring out which one it is. Virgin margarita.
I'm gonna tweet him right now. We're recording right now. If you want me to say anything.
Also, what episode was the Virgin Margarita?
I don't know. Okay, hold on. No, we're just we're recording. Oh, whoops. Okay, I'm gonna edit this, but
can you search on there?
Yeah, I can search my notes.
Oh, how?
You go to your notes thing and then you pull it down, and then the search bar comes up.
Okay. Oh, not inside, right here on the front page.
Yeah. Oh, can you go? Yeah, I thought you could search YouTube somehow. You might not be able to. I wonder if you can do in that.
I don't know if we have that turned on. The writing.
Yeah. Well, it does it automatically.
But I thought you had to turn that on. How'd you find it?
Because I noticed I had another subscriber on YouTube. I think he subscribed to it.
Yeah, but how do you know which video it is? It tells you?
That one is the thing on the... it's the pinned video.
What?
Okay, hold on. Okay, folks, we found... Sherlock Holmes this episode, and I think I got a new subscriber today. It's easy to tell when you only have a couple.
Wait, where is the pinned?
If you go, that's the. Why does it come up on mine?
I don't know.
Wait. Oh.
Anyway, so.
Wait, why did it come? Oh yeah, but now that I got back out of it, it's not doing it.
So which episode was it?
40. Oh, dude, they're way better than since 40.
Oh, that's what came up on mine when I Googled Bad Brothers Pod.
Yeah. Yeah, play the first part of it. So, okay, we deduce. Let's see what we said.
It's really loud. Speak up. What's that?
Hold on.
You don't like that?
It's right at the beginning?
Isn't it ironic that...
Oh, yeah.
Isn't it ironic that a pregnant woman has to drink a virgin margarita?
Oh, yeah.
That's probably all he listened to.
That was also...
He probably said a few minutes.
Shout out. That was the first Parlance episode.
I know. What a great
It
episode.
was a year ago.
What?
It was 2 years ago.
Yeah, 40.
I was thinking it was when I went to the National.
Dude, it was almost 2 years ago.
It says 2 years ago on here.
Oh my gosh.
Well, shout out
internet. Shout out to
my
guy.
Jokes. What's his name? I'm going to give him a thank you.
It's one of those things where it's like, okay, it's one. He just tweeted me back.
What do you say?
He said, love it.
His name's Michael.
Yep.
All right. To
Michael.
my new brother, Michael. Now I have two of them. Thank you for liking my jokes.
Oh,
hopefully
yeah. You got more jokes today.
Hopefully you like these ones as well.
These.
I've been living with my brother, Michael, arguing and debating things my whole life. So it's all out of love.
No, I'm on Adderall. Don't do that anymore.
Obviously you do when you get tired.
Yeah, now I just pick my. It's
Pick
less
your
of a
battles.
it's less of a lifestyle and more of a treat.
Little treat. Did I send you the dog one? It says, I'm not raw dogging life. I'm Pavlov dogging life.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
always thinking about little treats.
Yeah, like that. Oh man. But I wouldn't have if I would have just got on TikTok today, scrolled
Like
through a couple videos and done what I always did and I always do, I wouldn't have had that pleasant
Yeah.
I wouldn't have had that unpleasant / pleasant interaction that just breaks you out of the routine of life.
Yeah.
It brought me so much joy today.
But also, who says it's negative? You know, that's one thing about Twitter is that you just have these 140 characters. Who knows the connotation of it? He could have been having a good time too.
Oh, I'm not saying he wasn't, but I am saying what he said was crazy.
Well, yeah, but can't we just all get along even if we don't have the same beliefs?
We are getting along, man.
I know, that's what I'm saying.
Yes.
This is proof.
But somebody did come by later and I was like, they were like,
They're sniping the stream.
it was again. I was still in. Again, this is not my personality.
Internet keyboard warrior.
So this person goes, well, they tweeted something else first, and then they were like, I forgot. This was the Republican guy. This is like the MAGA guy. I went to his profile.
Oh, the car.
I did not.
Photo in the car with the sunglasses.
I did not go to Gray Guy's profile, but I did go to this person. Because I know they're not serious. So I know this is just troll. But this person goes,
Probably a Russian bot.
Well, that's what I was thinking too. They have a flag in their username, or not username, but
bio.
Yeah, so I was like, maybe. So the actually helping people, parentheses, remember, no more collection calls on this debt, is irrelevant. So he said, so actually helping people is irrelevant? So I just go, don't be ignorant. There's a bunch of tweets here by me saying helping people is good. You understand there can be good and bad elements of a thing, right? Remember how Jesus' death was actually a murder? That's just sort of a classic one.
Classic.
Oh, man. I just like saying stuff like that sometimes.
Oh, yeah.
Because that's how people talk on Twitter all the time.
Yeah.
I was just seeing something today where it's just like, somebody was saying like, every argument on Twitter goes to something like this. And it was just like somebody saying like, you know, whatever it was, you know, it's like, I love cinnamon bagels. And then only a few tweets down, it's like two people, you know, one guy's like saying, actually, I have...
The cinnamon industry is...
I have ADHD sensitivity, and not everybody can handle the sensory overload of cinnamon on something. And, you know, and somebody... it's just...
It's like, what can you be upset about?
That's what I mean. It's like Twitter's for arguing, for sure. But... yeah, so but normally I don't partake. I look at cool accounts like art but sports but art, funny people. Yeah.
That's good. Wow, an instant subscriber. He subscribed?
I think so.
Now we have 3 subscribers.
Dude, we got 15. It's probably
on YouTube.
It's probably people I don't even know anymore.
I wonder how many we have on like the apps.
Oh yeah, I haven't checked on it in a while. I should do that.
Probably in the tank. Someone at my work was like, "Oh, I finally listened to your podcast." I was like, "Oh, great. Where'd you start?" Because I felt like the last few were a little unorganized.
I thought the last 2 were good.
Yeah, but this wasn't like today.
But maybe the pair before that were not that great.
It was after we came back from the hiatus. We were lacking structure.
Yeah, we were.
Speaking of structure, I don't know how much time we have left, but this episode was supposed to be the National Collie Show recap.
Yeah, I don't know if we have time to do the whole thing. Or how many stories do you have from that?
I don't have a ton of stories, but I can give the quick recap of my little baby Gracie got 3rd in her class.
Baby Gracie, baby
3rd
Gracie.
best bitch breeder handler.
Sorry, Michael. That's the guy.
Oh, yeah. Talking about dogs here. If you listen to the Parlance episode, you would know.
He said he listened to a couple minutes. So.
Well, get deep into the dog show Parlance, and you'll know that.
Yeah, that'd actually be good. Catch up on 40, and then
40.
come back to this episode.
Oh, yeah. That would be a perfect combo. So she got 3rd best, which is good.
I'm just imagining a stranger listening to our podcast.
I know. And then Lauren got the top 5 again that she got last year, the Award of Merit, which is 3 years in a row, which is really an accomplishment. But then also her sister won the whole dang thing, best of breed.
Shut up.
Yes. There were tears flowing, hugging, kissing, crying. It was intense.
Love it.
Mom and Dad were there, but they left before the finals because they had to drive back. Oh, I do have a story. How much time do we have?
Yeah, we got a story time.
Okay, so this is midweek, mid-show. We're back at the hotel. I'm already asleep because we're pulling like 18-hour plus days, waking up
I
at
don't know how it
6:30
can
in the
take that
morning.
long, but yeah.
We're not doing stuff. You're not showing the whole time. There's
Yeah.
other stuff going on.
Well, you're not showing any of the time.
Right. But I'm driving. I'm driving and I'm walking dogs
rude
and
comments.
getting food and different things.
Also, Michael, sorry we're drinking.
How do you know he's against any of that?
I don't.
Because
he wouldn't even let me talk about a person who lives in another part of the country without saying I need to email him. I think he's demonstrating some hardcore tendencies that
suicidal tendencies. Hardcore. So it's midweek. I'm already wrecked on sleep, and we go to sleep. It had been like a stormy day, rain and whatnot. We go to sleep. All of a sudden, we get a phone call, and I don't know why Lauren even had her phone on, and I like kind of hear her answer it, and it's her sister, who's in a room. So it's me and Lauren and her older sister in a room, and then her sister and her mom in another room on a different floor. It's her sister calling from the other room, saying, Mom's freaking
dead.
out.
Oh, freaking out.
There's a tornado warning.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
You were right there when all those tornadoes.
Yes. So there was a big like wave that came across of weather that.
Are you in the flight path here, dog?
Yeah, we're right by JBLM.
Oh yeah. I was trying
Those
to think
big
of what. Yeah.
C-17 or whatever, C something. They what do they call it? Where they buzz the tower. But
I thought you were gonna say Afghan
there was
killers or something.
There was a tornado warning from Texas to Michigan, just all the way straight up the middle of the state at one point. And at that point, it was like 11:45 p.m. I was asleep. She calls. Her mom's losing it, freaking out, talking about going and hiding in the laundry room of the hotel. And then I like look up on my phone like where it actually is, and it's like a little bit south of us, but it's in our county that we're in, Allen County, Indiana.
You get a pretty good idea on the radar.
Yeah,
Doppler.
It was pretty specific. But then right like in the middle of the call, the sirens start going off.
Oh.
You remember that guy from TikTok in your mom's house? Here's a tornado siren.
No, I don't.
I don't think you like those videos when I send them to you. Anyway, tornado siren starts going off.
Oh, was it a person who needs special attention?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
And it starts going off, and then her sister runs to the window and opens the blinds, which is like if it's a tornado, you don't want to be standing in the window.
Next to the glass.
Yeah.
Let me put my face up against this glass.
Yeah, and she opens it up. There's tons of lightning, and like the lightning flashes, and you would think like her sister saw Jesus coming out of the clouds. She's like, like shaking, like.
Wait, you saw her? You went down there?
No, this is the one that was in our room.
Oh.
She's like the lightning flashed, and there's.
Wait,
like
say your name
thunder
so I can beep it out. I just like putting beeps in the episode.
Okay, yeah. Someone just did a handstand. Yeah, but
American tourist. Oh wait, no, I see him.
Yeah.
Oh no, they're walking on their hands.
So some like lightning flashes and thunder, and she just, and like she starts like crying, and then she's like saying, "We need to."
It does look lightning in the Midwest, or even like in Eastern Washington or something, but in the Midwest and stuff, it does look different though.
You can like see more. I feel like
it's intense. You see more. Yeah,
like here it's just
flat,
like a flash,
and you just see for.
But she's losing it. Now they're saying we need to get the dogs out of the car. And I'm like, not going outside. 1, get away from the window. 2, if the dogs are in the car, they're fine. The electricity goes around the car. I felt like that was a known fact. It wasn't. And then also, I just looked on the radar.
Hashtag wasn't.
And it's like We were like north of Fort Wayne. Then there's downtown Fort Wayne, and then the tornado is south. But it's in Allen County, and I learned that then the county alarm system goes off.
All things you can Google in like 60 seconds.
Which is what I was doing that whole time.
I know.
Actually, and now I think one of my Twitter follows is the whatever Allen County weather, because I was like waiting for updates. The tornado warning lasted about 14 minutes. Then it went away. They turned it off because it had already like passed.
But the siren wasn't on for that one. The siren was just
siren was on for like maybe 5 minutes or so.
Okay. Actually, this came up with Tammy.
But then when mom and dad left and drove south, they drove through an area where it did hit like all these metal building, like warehouses, and there was like sheet metal all over the highway.
Yeah, I think I saw some of those TikToks.
Yeah. Which I love being on TikTok in a different area because you get like the local algorithm. It's fun. Oh
man, I've been seeing the college girl commitment videos lately.
Oh yeah.
Those are so annoying. Woo pigs.
Woo pigs. Go Frogs. Go TCU. Go Frogs.
I was talking to Tammy about this because I was talking about ADD. We were talking about you and me and just talking about like being a calm personality and I was talking about how it's weird because things become your personality even if they have a physical genesis or something, but then it becomes like the way you think or whatever. But it's like it's good when maybe even if it's like a hang up, if it's like socially good, or then you get credit for it. So it's like I was saying to Tammy, it's like sometimes me being like cool as a cucumber in a situation like that is just it's just 100% laziness, being like, this honestly is not worth the effort right now. I trust myself. So there is a bit of good in it because you're saying I trust myself to make a good situation or good decision later. Whatever happens, I know I can take care of it quickly. But for me, at least, there is a little bit in it that's just like, because I had a problem with like motivation for stuff, it is a little bit like that's not something I'm going to put my effort to. I'll put my effort.
Majority of mine is like, it's not worth my time to be involved in this drama.
So like I've had it at work where people just go like, oh my gosh, Michael, how can you just stay so calm in situations like that? I wish I could be like you. Oh my gosh.
Here's the secret. I don't care. I very much relate to that. Because it happens on the train too.
Yeah.
And for the smallest example, like we're on
Give me the biggest one.
I can't think of it. Too lazy. Smallest example. When you're like going north or whatever, you pass the other train that's coming south, but there's like single track there, so usually someone has to stop. And some conductors will be freaking out and be like, where are we going to meet the other train? You know, we might meet them here, or we might meet them here. Like they're trying to like plan it out before it happens. And I'm always just like, we're going to meet them where we meet them. It doesn't change anything.
Yeah.
Like all your prep work of where you think you might meet them, what if it changes, one? And then also it doesn't affect anything. It's like, why not just wait for the information to come to you?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's funny because it probably does
they get all like stressed, and it's like not worth my time.
It probably does have like a physical element to it that you're not aware of growing up. So, but you develop a psychology around it because it's your own thoughts, and you kind of go, and you've already done over the years like all those thoughts of like, yeah, it doesn't make sense because blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
And it probably is a good quality of you now, but it is also just like
Yeah, it can be
lazy.
it could be not good because you're like not passionate about some things
Yeah.
maybe you should be, or different things like that, you know.
Oh,
You could
man.
have a little more drive. But yeah, that would be the con, I guess. But yeah, most people are anxious, or, you know, I would say on average.
You
So
think
then they make a big deal about you being calm.
Yeah.
It's my nickname at work. Chill Will.
Oh, you got to get a rhyme.
Chilly Willy.
Michael motorcycle.
This guy at my work plays guitar a lot, and he brings it with him.
Backpacker?
Yep.
No, wait, really?
What?
No, backpacker. Do you remember those guitars?
Oh, like the foldable one?
No,
Or
it's like those really
the
like
4
skinny
strings?
ones.
No, it's
No,
like
it's 6 string,
It's a
but
backpack
yeah.
strap
Yeah.
case.
Yeah.
Regular, guitar. But there's this curmudgeon-y type old head that's been there forever that just is like always just like meh, but she's actually nice, and if she like gives you a nickname it's because she does care, but she puts off like the, you know, grouch type vibes,
Yeah.
you know, and so that somehow nicknames got brought up, and he's like, what's my name? And he's like super like cheery, like whoa, like kind of like cartoon character. What's my nickname? And she says guitar and then so now when she sees
It's
him,
like not even a creative nickname.
yeah, so now when she sees him she goes, hey GF.
That's funny.
So the evolution to GF makes it funny.
Yeah. You know what I found out? 2 different VPs, unbeknownst to them,
Mm-hmm.
say I look like 2 different members of the same 80s band, Duran Duran.
So one said, oh, he looks like this guy from Duran Duran.
Yes.
And the other one said, he looks like this guy from Duran Duran.
Yes, but independently of each other.
That's
they weren't
funny.
like, yeah,
Looking
they
up
weren't like
Duran
talking
Duran.
about it. Anyways, we'll look it up and then we'll end this episode. What a strange episode. Yeah, if you too need to catch up on your dog show lingo, you can, like
Parlance.
Michael, go back to episode 40 and talk dog parlance and listen to terms and conditions may apply. And that was a good episode. I felt like that was one of our
Classic.
yeah.
I can't believe that instant follower and shout out.
Oh yeah, I gotta look at
Virgin Marg.
I gotta look if he's actually following or somebody just asked. Neither of them look like me though.
There's 4 of them.
Oh wait, I thought there was 3.
It's definitely not this one.
Yeah, I don't have a
Two-
I don't have
two.
a chin like that.
But thanks for listening. Thanks for subscribing. If you want to be like our Twitter friends, just go to your favorite place to listen to podcasts on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and hit that subscribe button so you never miss an episode of the Bad Brothers podcast.
Okay, there's 4 guys in Duran Duran.